Furia and Gamer Legion either delay. It's going to be delayed for about half an hour, but of course we have to let the teams set up after this game, of course. But we are going to see Windigo versus VP. Final map on Mirage has been an interesting series so far, to say the least. It's been one that has gifted us with two maps, two very close maps, the 16-14 and the overtime. Going to be having the pistol round coming very, very soon. Ocalicious and co looking to get back into the game. Mirage is a map themselves that they do feature pretty regularly in their map pool. It's one that they have a great understanding of. It's one that they can definitely look to be taken home. But it is Windigo that do have the statistical advantage, 67% across 18 maps. The last time they played it, they beat No Chance 16-13, but have lost to Valiance and Gamer Legion in recent times as well. Virtus.pro themselves, a 16-5 over big on this map just yesterday, and a couple of close games, 16-13 and 16-11 online. But so, it is pistol round to begin. Windigo onto the CT side to begin. We'll have a lot of mid-control being exerted by Virtus.pro, but not that it matters. Bubble, Blocker, Victor, all finding kills. Even though Snack's able to return too, it's Poison eventually that is able to close down. We understand that it is a little laggy on the FPS as well, so we'll get that sorted. But a nice pistol round to begin with out of Windigo and shutting him down entirely.
Indeed they do, and I mean that's a pretty good start. Map 3, this best of 3 series semifinals. The winner of this best of 3 will, if nothing else, already secure himself $20,000. I think that in itself is enough of an incentive to make sure you play the best game you can play, right?
Oh, 100%. The final's going to be such a nice little achievement for either of these sides. And again, Windigo, they're going to be starting strong, keeping all 5 players alive. A 4K out of Blocker. Second round to come for that DT side. Virtus.pro now onto their buy round. However, we'll see the 5 AKs. Fortunately, no AWP, but second round or third round, you can't expect the economy to be stretching that far. So yeah, VP onto the 5 rifles and looking to take their T side first round. Interestingly, that VP obviously beat big yesterday, 16-5 on Mirage. So they've definitely got, you know, some aces up their sleeve. It's whether or not that Windigo will give them the chance for them to show those.
Yeah, that's true. Like, quite an unusual victory there. I expected Big to be a bit of a better performer on Mirage, but they did ban it quite a few times in their past plays or past games. So, you know, I was perhaps not as surprised as I was otherwise that VP won the entire series. But overall, it's going to be Blocker with a return on Snacks. So it's back to a 4-on-4 now. Bubble, he's down. Okay, there goes Blocker as well. Fair enough. That's going to be a bit of a better trade for VP, actually. With Blocker taken out, Ships is kind of the unknown contender here in VFs. And this lag is pretty horrible. Ships sprays down Veggie. That's pretty nice to see, but this lag makes it so hard to watch. At least we have a bit of a... At least we see the picture. I guess that's the take here I'm taking out of. But Victor, a 1-on-3 left to deal with, and I think it's fair to say that this 1-on-3 will go nowhere but down low, and it is indeed so. It's going to be 2-1 as VP find their first victory on the gun round, and a very successful start for VP's T side. You know, when they lose the pistol, it's kind of self-evident that the second round will go equally badly, and I'm happy to see VP not force up. That is the best thing I've seen in a long time, that they don't force up on their T side, or CT for that matter.
Yeah, because that's the one thing that we see VP doing a lot, right? It's when they get into that position where they're not as comfortable as they would like to be. They're down to around 2,500 sort of economy, and like you say, they don't force up at the back of it, and just doing so already giving them the buy in the third and the round to come, and that's going to be, again, a nice little scenario for VP to be taking under their belt early. This time, Snack's going to be asserting some underpass control with Snatchy close behind him. Again, the 5 rifles for that T side to work with, and Virtus.pro, if they can find themselves a second round to begin with here, that would be leading to a third most likely, just for the fact that Windigo don't have any particular money build-up off of the back of that reinvestment. Although some nice mid control to be made by Virtus.pro. There is Bubble in toward ladder room and Poison toward connector, but as they boost up Snatchy inside of jungle, nice ulterior angle to work with, which might not be expected by Windigo this early in the game. With 50 seconds on the clock and already a lot of control established, Poison, oh, he's going to have to be so careful. Think he might get spotted by the Underwood player, and definitely will. That's a beautiful piece of info gathered by Windigo, and as they close down Snatchy, that will see the rest of VP diverging toward that B-bomb site.
They'll be hitting it pretty fast, pretty soon. 30 seconds and counting. The rotation from A side should be coming through as well. Ships deploys the smoke, but here comes the counter utility usage. VP, they're going into against a crossfire. Bubble from Edward. It's going to be Ships from side, though, finding the first. And that's all he needed to do. Bubble holding his line. That's the position you're talking about here. And that's it. That's going to be Okalicious. A 1-on-3 left. No chance almost. 10 seconds, although it's a 1-on-2. There is perhaps a chance he can at least plant the bomb, although we'll see how this one is played off. Poison, IAWP. And a shutdown, as it should have been before the plant even goes out. But at least the plant is the saving grace for VP. They can potentially rebuy here. They have enough money on for the most part. And a nice attempt from Okalicious. I think it's fair to say that. And we will be seeing a rebuy, I'm fairly certain. There was quite a little bit of money gathered by VP. And they still have a bit of loss bonus as well as the bomb plant and everything. Oh, come on. Whoever is playing this in the front row. Oh, God, that is blasphemy. Please throw that woman out of this venue right now. I demand that she's thrown out. She's playing some bad game on her phone while Windigo versus VP is going on map 3. That is unacceptable. Damn it. Well, it's going to be 3 AKs, 2 pistols, a little bit of utility here and there. I kind of like it. You know, they have the AKs. They don't try to go for any sort of elaborate SMG buys. They focus on utility and AKs, and it works out for the first. And Ninja, though, or Noob Corner, excuse me, it's Vector waiting patiently. What does he find? Well, 2 kills. That's enough. That's all he needed to do. He will fall in the end to Weggy, but it snacks the shutdown Bubble, though. And from Ticket, it's Poison and Ships that will have to go for this. Ships coming in behind. Poison finds 1. Oh. Poison finds 2. Oh, Lord. Poison. And of course, the poison is not just poison, it's Ships from behind. It's going to be giving a peace of mind. And 4-1. Windigo off to a great start once more.
Yeah, beautiful round to be able to, even on a disadvantage, shut down Virtus.pro there and take it back in their favor, like you say, with that 4-1. Probably a 5th going to be gained by the ET side as well. VP not going to have as plentiful as an economy as they would like to. They might just be able to bring some pistols and Kevlar, exactly that. Actually, no Kevlar, but some utility in the mix as well. But we'll see that full buy going into the next round. But this will be giving Windigo a 5th on the board. And on the CT side of Mirage, already going to be looking pretty strong for them as we go into the first 2 phases of play already. Out onto the A-bomb site. Nothing to be gained from it as of yet. Victor as he closes down all 3. There's Bubble with a 4th, and Snacks won't be given any breathing room to survive whatsoever and should be shut down fairly soon, although... Okay.
Yeah, he gets 1.
Yeah.
I guess that's that. That's probably the end of it. Although, well, he's been given an opportunity for a second kill with that solo peek. But it doesn't matter. It's still going to be ending in a victory or in favor of Windigo regardless. And by the way, I have to say, I love the coach continuously giving fist bumps to Windigo. That is what a true coach has to do. You have to hype up your squad no matter if you lose, no matter if you win. You hype up the squad all the time. And one thing I've noticed, even with Windigo, when they lost map 1, the coach was consistently trying to keep their spirits up. And I love that. I really do. Poison, though, in window. The challenge will be won. Snatchy, no chance. Too slow to peek. And it's an entry to Windigo. And by the looks of it, it's going to give them a perfect starting point to work from. They got connector control. They've got A-side control pretty comfortably established. Although Poison very aggressively, he still finds another kill. And it's Miku to fall. Snacks on the connector. He's going to be spotted. If he tries to walk through the smoke, he's dead. And this is turning out to be a pretty one-sided first half so far.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with Virtus.pro not really being able to show us too much on that T side, and especially if they were to lose this round, which up to now looks like the case. We're seeing Windigo more likely up to a 7-1, and Snaps is able to find the first. The swing out by Poison, though.
Wow.
He lets him adjust his aim. He lets the recoil set in, and that's where he strikes best. Poison looking for more at least. Finally, Okalicious. He will be able to trade out Bubble in return. The spam onto Poison, putting him down to 47 HP at least. But as Veggie to close out Victor to close out Veggie, Okalicious again able to respond, but down into a 2v2. Yeah, he has the bomb. He should be venturing now toward that B bomb site, but I think that, yeah, the CTs unfortunately are aware of it. Poison, he'll be there before he even has the chance to cross. Misses the first shot at least, but has the pistol in hand to try and maybe aggress with, but he's already out on the back of the bomb site. Pistol, Poison. Oh, well, there's Victor. Quick rotate to provide the support. 6-1, and CT side keeping up with the pace. Gun round denied again by Windigo. Virtus.pro, even with the bomb plant and the round loss bonus, still going to find themselves struggling at that 7-1.
And one thing to note is the only reason why Windigo had a chance there to keep this round alive. I mean, if you take in account the fact that they had the man advantage, obviously, yeah, sure, you know, they have a better chance. But the fact is, Okalicious made his way through to site. And if Windigo wouldn't have rotated immediately, and I'm speaking like immediately as soon as they realized that the bomb has been taken, and he's either running underpass or top mid or somewhere, we could see that Poison was already moving his way towards kitchen. And he came there about a second and a half before Okalicious had jumped through that first window. And if he misses that timing, Poison that is, he could miss entirely everything, and Okalicious could have been given a chance to potentially get a kill for free and go into a one-on-one against, I believe it was Victor back then. But yeah, it's going to be 6-1. Another buy for VP because of the plant. They have a chance to at least contend against Windigo. But this first half is so far turning out to be a pretty damn good half for Windigo as a whole. And VP, they're probably trembling a little bit in their pants already. I mean, surely they have to. This is no easy task to make a comeback on. Even if it is Mirage, even if it is a map that they very much love to play. They've played multitude of times before, and this is probably like their second best map alongside Nuke. But yeah, Bubble for the defense. How does it work out? Mihu won. There's the trade.
Oh,
okay.
delicious. Able to strike for a double inside of that smoke, and is Snatchy to close out Blocker. All left on Victor, and it seems like VP, they've been able to break the curse, even though he does find himself a kill onto Veggie. There is Snacks to end all things. 6-2, and T-side ending themselves a second round on the board. Buy round to come at least from Windigo, the build-up of money to support them to another buy at least, although T-side be plenty them to work with as well. AWP still in the hands of Snatchy, always going to be a valuable asset for that Virtus.pro side. You can see the buy from Windigo is pretty limited. Ships, Victor on AUGs, the AWP in the hands of Poison, but a couple of pistols, which shows that even though Windigo have won a great spell of rounds, it's not going to be as fruitful as they would like economically, and losing this one will put them onto an eco, almost inviting VP back into this first half. Nice little ramp control to be asserted by Blocker and Victor, however, and that CZ can definitely surprise. It's Snatchy, the first man to fall. They'll keep themselves safe as well, and there's Blocker with a second. Okalicious to at least trade back, but will they underestimate the position of Victor right now, as they will back away toward T-spawn, though? It's still a 4v3 to contend with, but they just realized Snacks, he's already out onto that B bomb site, but look at the way that Bubble is currently... Oh, he'll let them both cross.
Where's the call, Bubble? Where's the call to your teammates? This is B. Such a slow reaction from Windigo. I mean, I'm kind of actually flabbergasted about this. Poison, though, checks kitchen, is able to deny Snacks' clutch, or at least Snacks' hidden spot. Back to a 3-on-2, and Mihu and Okalicious, they have a fair chance of victory. Ships finds one. Luckily, Mihu refrags, but just a second too late. If he had saved his teammate, perhaps, then VP might have already won the round itself. Now Mihu, a clutch moment. A 1-on-2, and unfortunately for him, Victor will win the duel, and that is the round gone. 7-2, and I have to say, Kieran, that was a weird round because I had imagined Bubble giving the information to Windigo, and Windigo didn't even respond at that time.
Yeah, it was like he spotted those two players, yet not only did VP read his position really well and catch him in the flank, but then we saw like no rotation out of his teammates. So a little bit, you say a little bit risky, but it does pay off for them in the end. 7-2, and T side of VP now going to again be able to reinvest. But even with Windigo getting the victory on the board, Poison already able to start beautifully. Spots out the second man at least, but backs away and keeps himself safe. Another entry kill for the AWP of Windigo. He's been bringing so much impact to the server these first 9-10 rounds. Realistically, VP have not had a strong way of closing him down as of yet. He's been able to take that mid-peak once or twice now, both of which have been on Snatchy, and whereas he's above the smoke himself, has to be careful. Poison is still hungry for kills inside of middle, but keeping safe for now in a 5v4 that we'll see Virtus.pro asserting that mid control, but have to be careful with a lot of players of Windigo situated around this middle area as well.
I mean, whoever peeks through mid to mid by the CT side might get punished quickly because of it. Blocker and connector, though. He gets one, he gets two. The lineup, and Poison peeks through window again, gets a kill for free, and it's all come tumbling down on top of the head of Veggie as he is all alone in a 1-on-5, and VP, they don't get a single kill, and it is going to be Windigo with a very successful run so far. They succeed in taking the first half, if nothing else. And that's already a saving grace in itself a little bit. You know, that they get this good of a start to the final map, to the third and final map of this series. But overall, that was a bit of a slow round from VP. They certainly could have gone a little bit faster to take connector to try, and also a bit of a mistake in my mind is that they didn't check connector. They didn't check the corner, which is a basic thing. And I know it sounds stupid when you put it like that, but basically VP, they should be expecting every single corner to be occupied by enemies, and they might not be surprised by those enemies, said enemies. Whilst Blocker, though, not being checked, easy double kill, and that's something you can never allow to happen. Maybe he gets one kill, sure, it happens, but you should always have the refrag available to yourself. In any case, it's going to be a force buy, at least for the most part, as far as I can tell. 2 Mac-10s, an AK, a few pistols here and there, not really a lot to work with, but it's going to be Windigo that have the superior everything, I guess you could say, and I don't know how I feel about this. VP, this is going to be a tough one to win.
Especially with that weaponry disadvantage. Snacks, though, as he spots out a first. Luckily, Victor was able to keep the man advantage. Poison taking out Mihu. Veggie. Oh, there's Poison to respond again, though. Finally shut down the back into a 2 versus 2, and oh, nice nade to close out Veggie. Advantage now back in the hands of Windigo, but again, it's Snatchy. Preferred weapon of that AWP to be closing down another man. And it left on the clock, though, and Snatchy trying to bait out the plant. I don't think he will have realized just yet that Bubble has wrapped his way around toward the CT spawn, but the timing might just work in his favor. He's not yet spotted him leave. Smoke gives up the positioning now into 45 seconds on the clock. Bubble again. Go for that rotate in toward jungle. Wants to be as thorough as possible here.
Snatcher goes B?
Yeah, I think he realizes that he might be heading towards B, but they're flanking the flank right now.
They're flanking them. It's a flank of a flank, basically, yeah, or at least an attempted flank of a flank. This could work out. Oh, Snatchy's gonna make no. Oh, he's gonna be hurt now. That's the round. Goodbye, Snatchy. Nice attempt, truly it is, but it's not gonna work out, unfortunately. And VP. This is now 9-2. This is now starting to shape into a very, very dominant first half for Windigo. And unless VP are able to find themselves, let's say, 3 more rounds to at least close out the half 10-5 or something of the like, we could be in for a very one-sided first half in terms of 13-2, 12-3, 11-4, something of the like. Here we go. Full buy. AWP, AKs, and a UMP. And this is a full investment from VP. Everything they had, they put into this. And Kieran, I have to admit, Windigo looking like they've woken from their bit of a weird, stale position they were in for the first 2 maps. Certainly, this feels like a different Windigo, especially with Poison on that op being so consistent.
He's been Strongest player for me so far on this third map, and again, he's looking to try and make further impact from inside of mid, but there's Blocker with the support. Don't even need Poison at this point in this round. Blocker able to do the majority of the damage already. Veggie has spotted out Poison though, but still damage to be re-inflicted. Back into a 4 versus 3. Will be able to at least keep himself alive for now, as he was spotted crossing back over, but has to be careful of Sandwich right now because there is Nihu in close corner position, but with no one on the A site just yet. Oh, look at Ships as well, though. He's going to be venturing round toward top of mid, and Snatchy surely, yeah, he'll be heard right now. Ships is going to go give chase, and just going to be out of line. That's unfortunate, but Ships, he can carry on running. The distance between them is too far for the footsteps to be heard, and as Blocker closes down Mihu, Snatchy at least able to respond, but still, as long as that flank keeps on coming, they're going to be safe, and Bubble, all he has to do is sit back and wait for the approach out of this T side, and as there is the bomb plant denied. Ships, the last man alive, and the support out of Veggie. The timing is beautiful from Bubble. Double figures on the board, 10-2, and Windigo, they're having the time of their lives on this third map.
Not just that, they're absolutely destroying VP right now, and it is certainly starting to be a little bit concerning. VP, their faces speak volumes as to what is going on right now. They don't seemingly have an answer to the aggression of Poison, or at least to his op skills, and they certainly do not have an answer to the flanks and to the overall plays of the rest of Windigo. Every time, it seems like Windigo get the upper hand. They're outplaying VP for the most part. Unless they lose in a straight duel, every tactical round is denied by Windigo. And let's see how this one works out. Blocker already burns Snacks down. And it's an eco round, sure, but again, VP, they don't even get towards the site yet. They lose a player. And a Kalicious, nice refrag. So far, it might just work out to be a plant here for As you were saying, I jinx it. Yep, I was saying that there will be no plant. Poison is going to lose his teammate. Mihu finds another one. This could turn out a little bit better than expected, though. And perhaps they finally win on an eco. Imagine if they lose all gun rounds, but they win with pistols. That'd be pretty amazing to see. Mihu, a 1-on-2 though left. In a clutch moment with a minute on the clock. Time is ticking. 54 and counting. And well, Poison, he's going to make sure that it ends at 54. Windigo, this is one hell of a performance that I did not expect out of them on Mirage.
This is looking like such a good position out of Windigo, especially now that VP go back into their bye round. Penultimate round of the first half. Windigo win this and put 12 on the board. 13 surely will be following at this point with just how strong that this Hungarian side has been in this third map, and it's again, so tough for Virtus.pro up to now with the way that they've been able to battle valiantly, but like third map isn't going to be as fruitful as they would like it to be. Missed nade by Poison that will see him tagged down to 92 of his own, but nothing that will be too inflicting. And again, Windigo going to be focusing on that of connect to middle control. Blocker has utilized his position, I think, 3 times now against Virtus.pro, and both, or all of which have provided at least 1 kill. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it at this point. Bubble even providing the support towards short as well. So a solid mid hold, even though Virtus.pro many times in this first half have been putting a lot of their setups toward that middle position. With the minute 5 left on the clock for them to work with, Windigo will be content with the fact that VP basically forced into a passive, maybe timid kind of play right now with the way that they're wanting to hold on to this mid control, but haven't really done too much with it. Now the smokes will come through. Finally, see a little bit of movement out of this T side. Rotations come from Poison, and they're reading this really well. They're going to send the AWP up toward the B bomb site. This might just work out for them with the way that currently Ships is holding toward the top of apartments. As soon as he gets any sort of information, is going to really work out for Windigo. Molotov to go down, almost confirming that VP are heading toward that B site. And there's Ships with the beautiful lineup. And as Poison takes out one, it's Ships with a double. Snacks the final man, and there is nothing right now that VP can do. They are in the dirt. The nails are almost in the coffin. And there's Ships to get it done. 12-2, and this should be 13-2 to end the half.
The dead are rising on the side of VP. Time is ticking, and it's certainly looking like Windigo will have an easy one taking this third and final map. Of course, we'll have to wait a second longer as VP will still be having a chance on the T side, excuse me, on the CT side, but overall, this is already turning out to be pretty one-sided, pretty well performed, and Windigo, well, this is what I was talking about when I said yesterday that Windigo should never be underestimated, as well as the fact that Windigo have risen above their classic level to that, you know, really tier 2 baseline, you know, tier 1 team. They've really improved a lot within the last a year almost, and they've gained skill, they've gained just some energy, I guess you could say, that many teams might be lacking in a way. And so far it looks like Bubble is understanding what he's up against. He expects the boost. He takes down Snatchy, and it's Poison holding the line. For the first time we see Poison actually take a hit and miss it in this map, at least for me. He's been deadly accurate up until this one. Miku though and Veggie, ooh la la, okay, that's gonna turn it on its head a little bit, and it's back to Bubble and Ships left, and this just might be 12-3 as expected, as I initially said.
It seems like VP finally able to at least put another round on the board and make the east side a little bit more respectable. Last player has been spotted, shut down by Snacks, 12-3. There we have it. Windigo is able to confirm so many good rounds on that CT side, but we know that VP do prefer the CT side. If pistol round can go in their favor, if they can start to build up a little bit of momentum, that is definitely where they can grind a few rounds back. But up to now, with Windigo being 4 away from victory and confirming that grand final spot, they'll be facing the winner of Furia Gamer Legion later on today. Going to be down to just how quickly that Windigo can get this game wrapped up. They'll be wanting to go and prepare for that finals, grand final position, as they're already halfway there right now. But VP, as we head into our second half, this is the time for them to begin to make their resurgence. The time for them to show just how good exactly it is now or never. They've been on their second LAN the past couple of weeks. They got second place at ESL Poland. It's now time for them to at least confirm that grand final attendance in Moche Esports LAN. But with Windigo all pumped up and ready for this, with 4 rounds needed, the pistol round would seriously set them on their way, and that's one thing that VP will definitely have on their minds right now.
And it's not just that. VP, they've had so many comebacks already. Nuke today, yesterday against Big on Inferno. No, it was Dust. Sorry, Dust. It just, you know, maybe they've run out of juice, and right now we'll find out how run out they are. Victor finds one, Snacks good refrag. Snatchy finds another one, so it's going to be at least an advantage for VP that's going to be kept, although not for long. Victor still good for the secondary, and that's going to turn VP on its head a little bit. They've got a kit on Okalicious, but it's a 3-on-3 that Windigo are well aware of what they need to do. Look at this. They don't push onto site. They don't try to force the plant. They slow down. They leave Blocker on site itself. Ooh, a bit of a fast step away by Blocker. All 3 players on A site. Not sure if Blocker realizes this, but Windigo, that was perhaps a bit of a mistake. Could have played it a bit better in that case. Although VP, as you said, this is your die time for them. And if they're not going to win the pistol, they're not going to win this map. That's damn certain almost.
This time, Victor, he's going to be sent down toward the underpass with plenty of time to make this round possible. Damage at least has been done to a couple of players on the CT side, but definitely same for the final 2 remnants of this T-side pistol. Bubble on 62 and Victor down to 36. The first kill almost has to be confirmed by Victor fairly soon, and as he doesn't even look up towards short, doesn't even consider the possibility a man being in that position, and as soon as Bubble looks to cross toward the A site, at least there is 20 seconds and the bomb in hand for him to work with. Nice shot onto Okalicious at least. Smoke to be dropped and will allow him cross and maybe try and force out a bomb plant, but it's not even going to happen. Snacks gets it finished, 12-4. A very drawn out, scrappy pistol round, almost amateur to say the least, but that'll see at least VP up to a 4th round.
If nothing else, VP have just gotten a chance of potentially still winning this map, if nothing else. But we should be saying this is a whole different story than what happened on Nuke, than what happened on Overpass. I mean, it was 10-5 Overpass. It was 9-6 Nuke, I think. No, wait, 8-7.
Yeah, 9-6. Yeah, 8-7, 9-6. One of those.
8-7. No, it was one of those. Yeah, basically. And the point is, VP, they've had a lot more of a I guess you could say, of safety room to work with instead of, 12-4 right now. Snatchy finds one, but Victor will refrag. The Mech 10 will work wonders. This is a full force buy coming out from Windigo right now, and we'll find out if VP are able to put an end to this. Certainly they... Oh, I don't think they spotted the bomb planter. Although they did... No, they did kill him, actually. Excuse me. They did get the bomb planter, so at least that's that's what happens. But oh, wait a second.
Oh, he's got no bullets.
Oh, he puts up the M4 even. Back to 2v2. Veggie, no Calicious. You gotta be joking me. Again, it's VP almost, well, 115 health away from losing this entire map almost. I mean, sure, it's gonna be the 13th if Windigo win it, but the implication...
Oh, shit.
The AUG, luckily. Okalicious is fast enough to respond. Holy hell. That is one difficult round for VP, though. That doesn't feel like a victory for VP. More so just I guess you could say, in a way, a relaxing sigh in terms of, oh, damn, we at least got that, but we've got so many more to go. And VP, surely, round by round victory is exactly what they need, although... The way this one has gone, imagine if these were AKs for Windigo. That could have been a whole lot of different of a scenario being played out. But VP, Mirage is their baby. They've played it multitude of times. They had some great results on it. They played against some great teams on it. And I'd love to see them rise once more like a phoenix from the ashes, of course. The comeback is their, I guess you could say, is their repertoire. And we'll see if they're able to be true to it. Nice hit, poison down to 10. So a good start at least in Snatchy. Glass Cannon gets away safe.
Yeah. This time again, Windigo, they're in that scrappy position where they have enough money to buy and put a decent investment in, but it's not as plentiful as they would like. This time, though, it is Mihu that's able to capitalize upon chips, but Victor to trade back pretty quickly into a 4 versus 3. Okalicious down to 41, so there has been some further damage inflicted to this VP side, but currently with the lack of ability that Windigo have, with the lack of weapons, or at least its advantage of weapons, even with snacks on a shotgun, it's not as bad as they would like to think. They do have the 3 rifles to surround him as well, so it's going to be Windigo heading up toward their A-bomb site. They only have a single flashbang. Try and assist their entry to this site themselves. It is in the hands of Victor as well, and even save it for a later scenario. But 45 on the clock, and there is Bubble able to take out Okalicious. That gets rid of at least a low HP player in this position. Bomb able to cross over to the site. Now here's the time to plant while there is no one in close vicinity. Bubble and Veggie again, another 1-for-1 trade. Back into a 2 versus 2, and they now know where Snatchy is as well. This is really good for Windigo. They're able to now begin to isolate these one-on-ones, and especially with the fact that Veggie's down to 22, this might really make it work. And as blocker to close out one, they know the AWP was rattled off inside of that CT spawn. As soon as he looks to approach, he goes for the jump at least, but as he tries to tap the defuse, it's onto a kit, but not that it will really matter. Windigo, they win themselves the force buy. It works in their favor, and that's 13-5 with no economy left for VP.
The biggest issue for VP is the fact that there's no fallback scenario for them. CT side is one of the harder ones to make a comeback on when you're lacking this much money. And we can see the frustration in the eyes of Okalicious, and obviously in his mannerism. Just a shaky moment. Look at this replay. I love the camera replay. Victor, he's happy. Oh, he's having a field day right now, and obviously he should. VP, though, they will be reinvesting. Oh my god, they force everything into this? What, VP? Are you joking me right now? This is not online tournament style. This is a live LAN event. You've got a full investment going into this round, and I understand this is a double eco for you, but at least keep a little bit of money in your bank, if nothing else. You need the economy. You need the money for the utility. You can't just win on sheer aim. So far, aim has been letting you go, and that's just... It is not looking good. It's not looking good at all.
Yeah, especially with the fact that VP going to be sat in this 5 versus 2, even with snacks inside of mid. It'll be heard on the drop down already. It's a simple shutout by Poison. With Okalicious left into a 1 versus 5, there is nothing that he can do. This is a 14th on the board for Windigo, and the fact that now VP have no economy to fall back, it's 15 for sure. Plant is confirmed by the T side, and everyone will go into that after plant position. I hope they keep a man on site, which exactly they will. With Bubble and Poison in defense of that, and as his position now being given up, that is the time for him to run to the hills. 14-5. And a single UMP looking to be carried over into round number 20. That will be for sure confirming Windigo at least go up to map point, series point, grand final allowance point, as they put themselves so close to victory now. And again, solid force buying that previous to put them in this position. It all comes down to what VP can bring in these next 2 rounds. They fail to do anything. That's them out of the tournament, and Windigo advancing into the grand final.
Yeah. $20,000 on the line right now. That's minimum. That's at least the minimum. Yeah, that's the minimum. 40,000 on the line in the finals themselves, but you know, Fiora is still going to be saying not to that. Obviously, we'll find out if it's going to be Game of Legion or Furia, but for the moment, VP, they have to go for an econ. Of course they do. They've got pistols and Kevlar, and excuse me, no Kevlar even, just the saved UMP and Kevlar on top of Oculicious and Bubble. Oh, he's like, oh, what's going on? Well, there's the push. 4 players in T base, and oh, don't tell me if they go 1 by 1 and they die here, that's going to be a huge mistake from Windigo that could potentially give the round and the game back to VP. Luckily, that's not the case for Windigo. They are well aware and very much aware of how they have to play this one. Oh, knife! Yes! Nice! Miku style points. I'm loving it. I love really when I see plays like this. A good bait from Pit. And of course, Miku goes for the style points, of course. 14-5 still does not change anything, unfortunately, for VP. It's 15-5, and the last buy, the last chance is coming up. 10 rounds in a row, Kieran. And if we take a look into this tournament itself, VP had won 2 of the maps with 9 rounds in a row being won, with 5 in a row being taken to overtime, and then 4 in a row being taken in overtime itself. And that is something that you can't deny. And I have to say, VP, I'm unsure, can they pull it off into overtime here? Can they pull 10 rounds in a row just for overtime and then even win on overtime itself?
Yeah, that's the thing. I definitely think it's too far gone at this point for VP to really be able to come back in this kind of position. Match point for Windigo already confirmed, and they're going to know that the advantage is fully in their favor. They're going to know that it's working out for them. They have that one final buy round to overcome from the VP side. That's all they have to do. Here's that knife replay, seeing Mihu into the back of ships, but seems like overall it won't have too much impact on the game itself. 15-5 current score, and with the rest of VP now onto their buy round. Snatchy, AWP in hand, the rest onto AUGs, even a FAMAS onto Oculicious to begin with, but even so, it is going to be VP that go into a more of a default mid sort of approach. A man towards short, one into connected, jungle being manned as well, 2 players toward the B bomb site, so at least have the core fundamentals of their round structured. But Windigo, they're just looking to run the clock down. They know they can play passively. They've done it this entire series, and it's worked out for them. So with Windigo now heading toward that A site, a minute left on the clock, plenty of time for them to work with. So much utility that we'll see expended the next 15 seconds or so. They do have Veggie inside of Ninja and Mihu in support. This is actually a pretty solid A-site defense, but it's how easily Windigo can crack this open as they begin now start their execution to look to seal the game.
Indeed, they look to seal the game, and Windigo, it's a full-on A execution. Mihu in CT. He's going to be the vital part of this defense. He needs to stay alive at all costs. Snatchy's not even close to support this. He's on short, but he's going to be blinded out by the smoke, or at least blocked out by the smoke. And here we go. The play's coming through. 20 seconds. Poison finds one. It's Miku to fall. And that was a vital part of the defense. Veggie's going to be checked in noob corner. It's going to be Blocker that takes him down. And that's A defense melted away like a hot knife through butter. As Okalicious spots a player through the smoke, he can't get the kill even. It's a 5-on-3 retake on A. And Ships comes in through short mid. And Okalicious, a 1-on-1. He wins the duel at least, but still a close call. Snacks pulls it back to a a one-man difference at least. VP, remember, 10 rounds in a row is what they need. And now Okalicious, no chance.